Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be doing mac and cheese review number 4, but instead of a boxed mac and cheese, I'm actually going to be doing someone else's recipe. I was suggested by someone in a comment section of a video that I commented on to try Remington James Anabolic mac and cheese, and since I do mac and cheese reviews, I figured I might as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so we have 4 ingredients for this mac and cheese. It's pretty straightforward. Let me just say that I'm going to use half of the serving sizes that Remington used in his video because his yielded a lot of mac and cheese and I don't really want that much mac and cheese right now. Sorry, the table's wet. All of this was in the fridge and it's starting to melt, or the ice around it's starting to melt because the fridge gets really cold and then it starts icing up, and then as I've said plenty of times, it's really hot in here. So yeah, it's already melting. But anyway, let's get into this. In no particular order, we have some fat-free cream cheese, some chickpea pasta, and I had to get the spirals because everyone knows the spirals are the best. Some almond milk. This is unsweetened vanilla. Yeah, this is dripping everywhere. But I was supposed to get no fat sharp cheddar cheese, but I couldn't find any. I had to go to 2 different stores and neither of them had it. So here is some reduced fat sharp cheddar cheese. I'm sure if anything it'll just make the recipe taste even better because the fat in it's probably going to make it taste better. I looked up the nutritional information and the fat-free cheddar cheese does have almost exactly half the calories that this does, but since I'll only be using 2 servings and these are 90 calories per serving, the other one's 45 calories per serving, I'll only be changing the recipe by 90 calories, and there'll just be a little bit more fat. So, yeah, it's not the end of the world. Alright, so let's get cooking this. I probably should have started this earlier, but I guess I'm just gonna have to wait now. Should have learned from last time, but yeah, this just needs to boil for a while. Alright, first things first, I've got to measure out 112 grams of this pasta. I've noticed in the past videos that whenever I pour pasta into something, it drowns out the rest of the audio, so I'm just going to say that first, and now I'm going to pour the pasta without saying anything. $112, bingo. Alright, now I'm going to need 56 grams of this cheese. I'm actually going to have to set this aside into a separate dish because I also need to measure out my almond milk and my cream cheese. Some nice orange looking cheese. $56 grams. Alright, next we need 80 grams or 80 milliliters of this almond milk. So yeah, I'm just gonna pour this. Hopefully this doesn't make a mess. I have a feeling it's going to though. Wow. Well, I missed a little bit, but that went better than expected. Alright, so the water's starting to boil, so I'm gonna add the pasta. That's kind of cool. There are a bunch of water droplets on the counter, and apparently this is a hydrophobic surface because they're just sticking like droplets and they kind of look like stars or something. That's kind of cool. But anyway, time to pour this in. Alright, so I'm kind of curious as to how this tastes on its own because apparently it's supposed to taste just like regular pasta. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it does. So I'm just going to go ahead and taste some. I'm going to walk around so that it air cools a little bit and get over by this Bonza box. Or Banza, however you say it. But anyway, yeah, I'm about to try this, I guess, just for fun, without any of the sauce or anything. Yeah, that definitely doesn't taste like normal pasta. I think I could have boiled the box in that water and it'd taste about the same. Like the actual box, including all the adhesives around the edges, this tastes gluey and cardboardy. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good sign, but hopefully the cheese and stuff masks that flavor because, I mean, it's not terrible, but it definitely is not like normal pasta. I want to make that clear. Alright, so I don't know if I did something wrong, but when I boiled this, there seems to be some whitish film on the pasta, and I just tried to drain it because, as I've said before, I don't have a strainer. So, yeah, I hope this is okay. I mean, I don't think it's going to kill me if I eat it, but it does look a bit odd. Alright, so now I'm supposed to add my almond milk. As you can see, that white film is still all around there. And I mean, pasta does that too sometimes, but I don't know, this is a lot more than usual. So I'm going to pour this in. This is just supposed to simmer a little bit. It's not supposed to get too hot, and then I'm going to add the cream cheese once it's simmering. Alright, so I tried switching it up by putting this on my shoulders because I needed two hands to do this, but it ended up being a lot harder than it looked to look through the camera to measure this out. But here's 42 grams of cream cheese. If you don't understand what I mean by having this hooked to my shoulders, I'll just show you. This is my bathroom. Alright, I'm getting a little impatient, and the almond milk is warm but not simmering, so I'm just going to add this cream cheese now. Because the whole point is that it just melts, so yeah, I'll stir that around and hopefully it'll melt off a little. Now I'm going to add the cheese. I'm just going to add it with my hand because it's not in a dish, it's on this napkin. Shibbing. Now all I do is mix this up, and the cheese sauce is almost complete. So Remington James put the salt and pepper on after, but I think I'm going to put it in right now. Seems like a lot of salt, but as you can see, the humidity in this house has caused the pores to get clogged, so I can't really pour that much salt in at a time. Some black pepper. Also seems like a lot, but that's because it is a lot. I like black pepper. Ooh, this sauce is really thickening up nice and well. This looks promising. I'm kind of excited for this. Alright, time to put in these pasta noodles. They kind of congealed. I noticed that in Remington's video, so I'm just going to put them in with my hand, otherwise it'll just plop out onto at once. And don't worry guys, I washed my hands before this. In fact, I've washed them on multiple occasions because I keep spilling stuff or getting stuff wet. So there's that. I'm gonna mix it up and then it'll be ready to eat. Here's a close-up of the final product. It's obviously not as yellow as all the processed mac and cheeses, but I think that's a good thing. It looks pretty good. So yeah, I guess we'll just find out how it tastes pretty soon. Alright, so I would first like to point out that I am no way affiliated with Remington James. I simply saw his YouTube video, someone had suggested that I watch it, and here's his recipe. As always, I have to take my Lactaid. I don't usually do this, but I kind of just got like a whiff of the mac and cheese. It smells kind of sour, so hopefully it doesn't taste like that. But you know, usually if something smells a certain way, it ends up tasting that way too. So again, this isn't, like, I don't know how this tastes yet, but this is my channel, these are my opinions. If you don't like it, you can leave, go watch something else, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm not trying to bash or bring up anybody with this video. I'm sure Remington James is a cool guy. This is just his recipe. So before I even taste it, I just want to put that disclaimer out there that if I don't like it, I'm not hating on him. And if I do like it, I'm not loving on him or anything. Like, yeah, it's mac and cheese. It's what I do these days. I review mac and cheese. This is my duty. I've got to be honest to the world of mac and cheese eaters because I'm trying to find the best one, so that people can spend their money wisely. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat it now. Enough talking. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this just isn't very good. I know that, this is like supposed to be a healthy anabolic version of mac and cheese, and that processed mac and cheese or cheeses are produced so that they taste good so people buy more of them. But this isn't good at all, in my opinion. Like I said, if you don't like that opinion, you can go elsewhere on YouTube. But yeah, I think there are a lot of problems with this. First of all, kind of picky with my taste when it comes to mac and cheese, and this doesn't really taste like anything good. I'll get more into that later. It tastes kind of sour. I think that might have been from the cream cheese. There's a small hint of cheddar, but it really doesn't taste much like cheese. Like even some of the even some of the boxed mac and cheeses taste more cheesy than this. I'm gonna go in for a second bite. Yeah, it's just very bland. And that pasta, it you can taste the difference. I'm not gonna say I know from experience, but I imagine, in grade school when you had those like portable pencil sharpeners, that little container or reservoir at the end that held all the pencil shavings. If I were to tip that back in my mouth and eat that right now, I think that's what that tastes like. It's not very good. I'm kind of upset because, as you know, I really love mac and cheese, but this just isn't very good at all. The consistency's weird, it smells weird, it tastes kind of funky, and yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to hate on Remington James or anything. I know he's just trying to provide healthier alternatives to food that we eat that we may not necessarily be eating or should be eating. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it one more try. Yeah, I really just don't like it. And that's just me. That's my opinion. It kind of stinks because I hate wasting food, so I'm gonna finish this. I don't really want to finish this, but I will. Um, as far as a rating goes, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10. This is just bad. I think I could have made something better with like some stamps at the post office and envelopes and stuff. Like this stuff's just not very good at all. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I hate to be pessimistic about this because I do try to see the good in things, but there aren't many good. And like besides the fact that I got like a decent amount of protein in with this, it's not really good. It doesn't taste good. Doesn't smell good. It doesn't even really have a good texture. These noodles are like really mushy, and maybe that's my fault. Maybe I boiled them for too long, but I think it's just part of the chickpea pasta type deal because, as I said in his video as well, they were clumped together when he went to pour them out, and pasta does that, but not to the extent that these were. It was more like a mushy clumped. So yeah, Remington James, I'm sorry if you don't like my opinion. Nothing against you, nothing against your fans. I've actually been subscribed to him for a while. I was actually subscribed to him for a longer period of time, but then I kind of I don't know, I just didn't really like the let's do it thing that he does at the beginning. But then I kind of learned to live with it, and then I resubscribed. Like, it got to the point where I just unsubscribed from him because I didn't want to hear that in a video anymore. And I guess that's just me. Like, I could have dealt with it better, but the whole, like, let's do it at the beginning, I just found kind of cringy. And so then I resubscribed. I think he was in, like, Texas or something, back when he got his BMW i8. And, yeah. So I actually do like his videos recently. He's been posting a lot of anabolic recipes and stuff, but now I'm a little hesitant to try them because they all look very good, but I just tried the mac and cheese, which I thought would be my favorite, and it's not very good at all. So yeah, in review, Remington James Anabolic mac and cheese gets a 4 out of 10. That is the lowest reviewed score so far. As always, thank you for the support. I hope everyone's doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.